today's video, I'm going to be talking about and modeling front-end estimation. Yesterday we did rounding to tens and hundreds. Today you'll be using front-end estimation. But first, let's be reminded what estimation is. So estimation is when we use numbers that are nearby the actual numbers from the word problem or the number story or the equation. And it lets us determine if we compare our estimate to the actual answer. If they're close to each other, then that actual answer is pretty accurate and pretty reasonable. If they're very far apart, then we need to, rework through that problem and try it again. So today, front-end estimation is the strategy we'll be using. And I'm going to be showing it to you 2 times because there are moments when front-end estimation is a good idea, and there are moments when front-end estimation is a bad idea, and you'll see why. So here's my example. Here I just have an equation. It could match a number story, like there were 614 cars in the parking lot, 205 of them left, and then 124 more cars came. So how many cars are in the parking lot now? So we have this equation. We're going to subtract and then add first. I have all
10 students are now dismissed. Route 10 students are now dismissed.
I have already found the actual solution, 533, and then we're going to compare that to our front-end estimation to see if they're close together. So I'm going to show you what front-end estimation is. It's when I use the front digit of the numbers only, and the rest is zeros. So here it would just be 600 minus 200 plus 100. So I've used the front digit to have a value only. So now 600 minus 200 is 400, and then I add 100, so my estimate is about 500. So when I compare my estimate to my actual, they're pretty close, even though you might think, wow, 33 is a lot different. When you're talking about in the hundreds place, 33 isn't off by that much. So that is a pretty reasonable estimate. Now let's look here at this number story. Here I have maybe 782 cars in the parking lot, 160 more come, and then 78 leave. So how many cars are in the parking lot? So if I front-end estimate here by using only the front digits, I'm doing 700 plus 100, and then I'm subtracting 70. So I've used the front digit only. So here 700 plus 100 is 800. And then if I subtract 70, that leaves me with 730 cars. When I compare my estimate to my actual, that's off by more than 130. That's a really big difference. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why. Here, front-end estimation was not a good idea because 782 was this number, but I used it as 700. 782 is so close to 800, but when I only used the front end, I'm really leaving off a really large quantity of that number. This number would have been rounded to 800, but since I'm only using front ends, I have taken off a large part of that number. So again here, 62, this number is closer to 200, but I've only used the front end. Here, 78 is really close to 80, but I've only used the front end. So because I've only used the front end here, I've been ignoring a large part of that number. Up here it worked better because this back end of the number, the rest of the number, really wasn't that far away from the front end. It's only 14 away from 600. It's only 5 away from 200. It's only 24 away from 100. So this worked better because the rest of the number wasn't really far off from the front end. These did not work because the rest of the number was so close to making a new 100 or so close to making a new 10 that it made our estimate unreasonable. So it's important to remember that front-end estimation is really good to use in certain situations, but not always great when you have numbers that are close to making a new 100 or a new 10. So tonight you need to use front-end estimation for your homework and show me that, yes, that is a type of estimation that can be used, and I can't wait to see your homework.